What do you think most people misunderstand about stress? Many people have a limited and often misguided view of stress. A fascinating experiment involving animals illustrates one of these misconceptions. In this experiment, a rat was given the opportunity to run on a treadmill, something that rodents naturally enjoy. Studies have shown that, like humans, rats benefit from the cardiovascular effects of running, improving their blood pressure and overall health. However, when the same experiment was conducted with two groups of rats, one group running voluntarily and the other group forced to run on the treadmill, the results were striking. The rats who ran voluntarily exhibited all the health benefits expected, while the forced runners showed negative effects. This experiment underscores an essential principle. It's not the stress or the activity itself that matters, but the perception of control and choice. Eckhart Tolle, in his book The Power of Now, emphasizes how our perception of situations profoundly affects our experience of them. He writes, "Stress is caused by being here but wanting to be there, or by wanting the present to be different from what it is." This highlights how stress arises when we resist what is happening in the present moment, which is exactly what happens when we feel forced into something, whether it's physical exercise or life circumstances. Tolle's teachings remind us that stress isn't merely a physiological reaction, but also a mental one. In A New Earth, he further elaborates, The primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. When we perceive a situation as stressful, we create more stress by focusing on the negative aspects and resisting it rather than accepting it for what it is. Dr. Ali Crum from Stanford has explored similar themes in her research, revealing that how we perceive stress can alter its impact on our health. When participants in her study were shown a video explaining how stress can be beneficial, enhancing focus, clarity, and performance, they experienced a different physiological response. Than those who watched a video highlighting the negative aspects of stress. Crum's findings align with Tolle's view that our mindset is the key to transforming our experience of stress. As Tolle says, "Whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you are withholding from the world." This transformation of perspective is crucial for understanding willpower and resilience. The concept of willpower is often misunderstood. Researchers have long believed that willpower is a limited resource, one that can be depleted. However, Tolle's teachings on presence and acceptance suggest a different path. He teaches that when we are fully present in the moment, we tap into a deeper source of strength, one that isn't depleted by external demands. When you are present, you realize that you are more than your thoughts, Tolle explains in The Power of Now. This shift in consciousness allows us to access a boundless well of energy and resilience, unaffected by the usual constraints we place on ourselves. In A New Earth, Tolle also highlights how our attachment to ego-driven goals can lead to exhaustion and mental depletion. When we are driven by a need to prove ourselves or attain external validation, our energy is drained. But when we align with the present moment and act without attachment to outcomes, our energy becomes limitless. This is an essential distinction in understanding how to build true resilience. The idea of willpower as something that can be nurtured through awareness and presence is further illustrated by Tolle's exploration of the pain body concept in The Power of Now. He describes the pain body as an accumulation of past emotional pain that we carry with us, which can be triggered by stress. However, when we are able to observe this pain with awareness, without identifying with it, we stop feeding the pain body and its power over us. This relates directly to how we handle stress. By being present, we prevent stress from accumulating and affecting our mental and physical well-being. This approach to stress also connects with the brain's role in regulating willpower and mental fortitude. Research on the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, shortened as anterior mid-cingulate cortex, shortened as AMC, has shown that this part of the brain, plays a role in sustaining effort, particularly when we face difficult tasks. Just as physical exercise strengthens the body, mental challenges can strengthen the brain's resilience. Yet, the key to this resilience lies not in pushing harder, but in cultivating presence and awareness. Tolle writes, "The moment you become aware of the resistance disappears. You are no longer identified with it, and it no longer has power over you." Furthermore, when we experience challenges or discomfort, what Tolle refers to as the pain, body, or difficult emotions, we have a choice: to identify with the pain and allow it to control us, or to remain present and observe it without attachment. This acceptance of discomfort, rather than resistance, is what ultimately strengthens our willpower and determination. It's not about avoiding the struggle, but transforming our relationship with it. In Tolle's view, life's challenges, whether they are physical, mental, or emotional, are opportunities for spiritual growth. He teaches that we can use these challenges as a means of awakening to the present moment. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness, he writes in A New Earth. By embracing difficulties with presence, we transcend the limitations of the ego and develop a deeper sense of inner peace and strength. By shifting our mindset from one of resistance to one of acceptance and presence, we empower ourselves to move through life's stresses with greater ease. This is the essence of true resilience. Not pushing through with force or willpower alone, but aligning with the present moment and responding from a place of calm awareness. The subject of extreme discipline is one that often eludes many individuals. Yet, for those who seek to achieve extraordinary results, discipline is the key that unlocks their potential. It's more than just sticking to a schedule or completing tasks on time. Extreme discipline involves pushing through the resistance that stands in the way of progress and growth, no matter how small or large the challenge might seem. This concept aligns closely with the teachings of Eckhart Tolle, who emphasizes the importance of being present and transcending the egoic mind. According to Tolle, when individuals act with true discipline, they move beyond the noise of thoughts and distractions, entering a state of pure presence and focus. In his book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle writes, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have." This insight forms the foundation of extreme discipline, where the present moment becomes the only focus, eliminating procrastination and resistance. Whether it's a difficult task at hand or a physical challenge, the ability to remain present in the moment without overthinking becomes an essential tool for cultivating discipline. There's a common experience many people share in their daily lives: the struggle to manage small tasks that can seem insignificant at first glance, but grow into bigger challenges if left unchecked. For example, maintaining a clean home. While it may seem trivial to some, the constant act of tidying up, even when the temptation to let things slide looms large, requires discipline. The simple act of washing dishes or taking care of laundry can become an emotional and cognitive hurdle when it feels like there's always something more pressing to do. Tolle's teachings encourage individuals to embrace the now, even in the face of these trivial tasks. The act of washing dishes, for example, becomes a form of meditation. Rather than resisting the task and allowing it to become a source of frustration, one can bring awareness to the act itself, recognizing that it is an opportunity to practice mindfulness and presence. As Tolle so eloquently puts it, the more you are focused on time, past, and future, the more you miss the now, the most precious thing there is. When faced with these seemingly minor micro-sucks, tasks that are small but can create mental resistance, the challenge becomes a test of one's ability to push through. This is where the concept of callousing the mind comes into play, as mentioned by thinkers like David Goggins. Goggins, a well-known figure in extreme discipline, teaches that we need to push ourselves beyond our limits to build the mental resilience required for success. However, this process of mental callousing is not about making things harder unnecessarily. Rather, it's about developing the capacity to handle discomfort and resistance with ease. The idea of pushing oneself past discomfort, even in small doses, is exemplified in the concept of the micro-suck. This phrase refers to tasks or challenges that, though small, require mental strength to overcome. Whether it's dealing with a growing pile of emails or completing an extra 20 meters at the end of a run, these micro-sucks can serve as daily exercises in discipline. They teach us how to manage the resistance that arises in our minds and to take action despite that resistance. Eckhart Tolle's teachings remind us that such resistance is not something to be feared or avoided, but embraced as part of the process of spiritual growth. He writes, in A New Earth, the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. This insight highlights that resistance to tasks like running an extra 20 meters or tackling an overflowing inbox is not inherently negative. It is our perception of these tasks that makes them feel burdensome. By reframing our thoughts, we can transform these challenges into opportunities for growth and presence. It's easy to fall into the trap of procrastination or avoidance when the task at hand feels overwhelming. For many, the solution is to create artificial pressure, such as setting deadlines or putting oneself in a position where failure is no longer an option. This is where principles like Parkinson's law come into play. Tasks tend to expand to fill the time available for their completion. In this sense, discipline is not about forcing oneself to work endlessly or under duress, but about setting boundaries that allow for focused work in the present moment. To take a personal example, the task of running can be an excellent illustration of this principle. While most people might find it difficult to run an extra 20 meters after already completing a challenging session, there is immense value in pushing past that mental barrier. It's not just about the physical act of running. It's about engaging the mind and body in a way that forces us to confront resistance and continue despite it. This is where the idea of going one more becomes relevant. By pushing ourselves just a little further than we think we can go, we can access deeper levels of mental and physical strength. In line with Tolle's teachings, this act of going beyond our limits isn't about achieving more for the sake of achievement. It's about deepening our connection to the present moment and breaking free from the constraints of the egoic mind. The ego wants to be in control, but the soul wants to let go, Tolle writes. Each time we push ourselves through a challenge, whether it's running that extra 20 meters or dealing with an email backlog, we are letting go of the ego's need for comfort and control, moving instead into a space of surrender and acceptance. At the core of extreme discipline is the ability to push ourselves beyond where we feel comfortable, yet to do so in a way that aligns with our deeper sense of purpose. Struggle, as Tolle suggests, is never the problem. It's our relationship with the struggle that determines whether it will empower or hinder us. As we encounter resistance, whether in small tasks or larger challenges, the key is not to fight it, but to recognize it as part of the growth process. By embracing discomfort, we build resilience, and by focusing on the present moment, we cultivate a deeper sense of peace and purpose. This is the true power of extreme discipline, the ability to move through life with unwavering focus, not because we are forcing ourselves to do more, but because we are fully present and engaged in each moment, no matter how challenging it may seem. Ultimately, extreme discipline, as informed by both scientific principles and spiritual teachings like those of Eckhart Tolle, is about transcending the ego and embracing life as it unfolds. It's about recognizing that every moment, every task, and every challenge is an opportunity to practice the art of presence. In doing so, we not only build discipline, but also strengthen our connection to the deeper truths that guide us on our journey. This dynamic interplay between discipline and presence is what allows us to move through life with a sense of purpose, resilience, and inner peace. Through this lens, Even the most difficult tasks become invitations to deepen our awareness and cultivate the discipline needed to live a truly fulfilling life. The micro-sucks and macro-sucks are no longer burdens. The micro-sucks are no longer burdens. They are the very tools that shape us into the people we are meant to become. As Tolle wisely puts it, when you surrender to what is, you become aligned with the flow of life. In the realm of extreme discipline, surrendering to the task at hand, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, is the first step toward mastering the art of living fully in the present moment. In conclusion, extreme discipline is not simply about pushing through challenges or adhering to rigid schedules. It's about cultivating a mindset that allows us to fully embrace each moment, no matter how difficult or mundane it may seem. By shifting our focus from resistance to acceptance and by building resilience through presence, we unlock a deeper form of discipline that isn't bound by external pressures or ego-driven goals. True power of discipline lies in our ability to remain grounded in the present, to face discomfort with mindfulness, and to transform seemingly small tasks into opportunities for growth. As we integrate these principles into our daily lives, we begin to break free from the cycle of procrastination and mental resistance, replacing them with a steady, unwavering focus on what truly matters. In this journey, both scientific research and spiritual wisdom point us in the same direction. When we align ourselves with the present moment and release our attachment to outcomes, we can accomplish more than we ever imagined. Extreme discipline becomes less about exerting force and more about surrendering to the flow of life, fully engaged in each task and challenge along the way. By embracing discomfort, we cultivate not just mental and physical strength, but a deeper connection to our true purpose and inner peace. As Eckhart Tolle teaches, it's not about doing more, but about being more present, more focused, and more aligned with the natural rhythm of life. This is the essence of extreme discipline, the art of living fully, with awareness and intention, every step of the way. If you want to continue on your journey of self-discovery, make sure to subscribe to this channel to assure living more in the present moment. Reply with the word "now" in the comments if this message resonated with you, and if you want to continue growing in the future. Also, consider giving this video a like or sharing it with someone who might benefit from a gentle reminder to slow down in life and be more awake.